So tsunami watch is now in effect across much of the Pacific following this morning's huge undersea earthquake off the coast of Sumatra. The latest pictures there from Banda, Aceh. That's the city closest to the epicenter of the earthquake, which, as we were reporting, has struck. The epicenter is off the coast in the sea. Well, Amy Vaughan from the US Geological Survey gave us this update on it.
We have detected a preliminary magnitude of 8.7. And just so you know, this is very preliminary information, and we are currently evaluating more of the data to see if this magnitude is accurate, and also the depth, and also to determine what type of fault mechanism this was to better determine what kind of damage and tsunami potential may exist with this. An Indian-wide tsunami warning has been issued. And with that, basically, with an earthquake of this magnitude, it's certainly considered tsunamigenic, generally speaking, if it's shallow like this one is, within about 32 kilometers depth. And with that, what happens is basically a large body of water is disturbed by the faulting, which we can assume, if this is the correct type of faulting, would be potentially uplifted by the movement of the fault, which would then create the tsunamigenic effect ocean-wide. And, of course, being this close to the west coast of Sumatra, this could be very devastating to that coastline again, and perhaps other places in the Indian Ocean like before in 2004.
That was Amy Vaughan from the US Geological Survey. As you heard, they're evaluating the effect of this 8.7 magnitude earthquake hitting off Aceh province. Well, as we were telling you, authorities in India have told residents of the country's east coast to move away from the shore because of those tsunami warnings. Alex Rossi joins us live from the capital, Delhi. And what else have they been saying, and what have you heard there about the quake?
Well, certainly, according to the local television channels here, they are reporting that tremors were felt as far afield as Delhi. It has to be said, we didn't feel anything where we are in the south part of the city, but that gives you an idea of just how large this earthquake was. To put it into context, Dermot, the 2004 Boxing Day tsunami was caused by an earthquake on the Richter scale measured by the United States Geological Society of 9. This one is 8.7, so it is very, very large indeed. Mercifully, though, as a consequence of the Boxing Day tsunami, there is a great deal more preparedness across the region around the Indian Ocean for this kind of thing happening. Now, we know in the last 15 minutes the alert that was put out for the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, not far really away from the epicenter of this earthquake, that's been upgraded to a warning. The alert's telling, of course, people that a tsunami may be on the way, and to be aware, a warning really is saying move to higher ground, get away from those coastal areas if you want to survive. Now, we also know that sirens have been sounding across the eastern coast of India, as well as Sri Lanka as well. The fallout, of course, if that wave hits landfall, will be quite significant. Remember, the Boxing Day tsunami, the wall of water, was 10 to 15 meters high, so they could be expecting something similar. Where, of course, this falls down in terms of this early warning system is that people generally now, because of the past experience, the tragic experience of the Boxing Day tsunami, if you are away, if you're in a remote village, you may very well not hear anything about this at all. Then, of course, that really is the worry now for those people in more remote areas along the eastern coast of India, also around Sri Lanka and in the Nicobar and Andaman Islands as well.
Of course, yeah. I mean, all just precautions at the moment, Alex, because we don't even know whether such a wave exists. What are the timings on this, though, given when the earthquake occurred and how far away it is from India? It takes a few hours, one would presume, if it does exist, to travel across that large ocean.
Exactly. I mean, that's really what they're working on at the moment. In terms of the Nicobar and Andaman Islands, we are talking about two and a half hours before it would be expected to reach the shoreline and the coastal areas there. So you're talking probably about several hours for Sri Lanka and India. In that time, of course, because, as I was saying before, because of the consequences of the 2004 Boxing Day tsunami, that alert system is now in place. That alert system remember, was set up at a conference of the United Nations in Kobe, Japan in 2005. It came online in June 2006, so it has been in place for some time. The other thing to remember as well, Dermot, is that many of these coastal areas as well, they do have drills, they have tests, they go through the procedures to make sure that when an event like this does happen, they are ready for it. So in terms of preparedness, comparatively to what we saw in the 2004 tsunami, people in this Indian Ocean region are much more ready for this kind of thing, should of course it meet the land.